first introduction to music, I suppose, was probably ska. You know, I think music was kind of set into me in an early age. You know, I took on so many influences because of where I grew up. I grew up in an area where I was kind of caught between skinheads and punks. So I kind of went around with punks and skinheads, you know. And then I kind of, as I got older, I kind of saw another side to me when my brother took me out to reggae dudes and whatever, and I kind of discovered rare groove and also reggae.
Years and years of just writing lyrics, and you know, I must admit, like when I was emceeing on sound systems, it was you had to be on your game 100% because you know, on that Friday or Saturday you had to perform, you had to have lyrics. You might have been up against another MC, you know, who was lyrically equipped as well, and you had to be on your game. You know, you had to make sure you had lyrics to compete with him. So yeah, that's where I started my apprenticeship. I class myself today as a performer.
My lifestyle, you'll be smoking.
Yeah, I've just finished Hell's Kitchen, my debut solo album. As far as the title, it was just it just seemed to sum up the whole album. Just a collection of tunes, which, in a way, like if you put them in a big cauldron, you know, they have all different elements of badness in them. And when I say badness, I mean relating to badness, you know, relating to things that are going around in society and different things like that. And I just wanted to touch on a bit more reality.
This is my studio, which I call the Red Room, and this is where I write my music, and this is where majority of Hell's Kitchen was conceived. My web, yeah, I mean, I think it's a essential track for the album. Yeah, I did it. It was released as the EP a year before. Caught up in my web, you got me caught up in your head. You know, it's just basically about me caught up in myself, really. Do you know what I mean? My alter ego. Calm and Cruisy, yeah. Track I done with Skin.
I can't remember when we first met, but I remember one of the earliest times we met was actually in U2's hotel in Ireland. I think we were on tour with Therapy, and Prodigy had just done a gig that night as well, and we all ended up in the bar in this hotel getting very merry and enjoying ourselves. And there were a few bands there actually, with, you know, U2 and Prod and Therapy and us, and we were just all hanging out, you know, and it was all kind of bands that are really into being sociable and stuff.
The first time I actually saw Skin was actually on The Word, and I just saw this crazy woman. I thought, who is she? You know what I mean? And she had Clit written on her forehead.
I had a cool, you know, he had this song that, you know, would I be interested in vibes it up and put some lyrics to one of these grooves that he'd written, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to. You know, I basically sent the track to her. She's come back with the lyrics. Took a couple of hours to do. She did the vocals, and I said, it's done. She was, what? It's finished, what? I said, it's finished. You know, and it was that quick. I mean, I kind of fell in love with it straight away. Got to work on it. Put some more guitars on it to layer the chorus, because she did the chorus on the verse and the verse on the chorus. Where he thought the chorus was, I put the verse, and where he thought the verse was, I put the chorus, so I kind of completely did a different thing on it than what he was thinking, and he really liked it, and it went down well.
Ollie J produced it. He kind of EQ'd it, mixed it, and he changed a couple of elements around.
It's really actually quite easy because he takes the track and knows exactly where the song's going, and he points it in a direction, and I just went a bit further.
Lyrically, it's a track which is just kind of like this, you know, it's about this, you know, character called Carmen Queasy, which is what makes her queasy, or is all the things that she will do to you know, promote her music, you know, which is not really music, it's just kind of a product in a most literal sense of the word.
Songs don't come out as happy songs to me, man. It's not it's a case of when I write tunes, when I say I can't write a happy song, I mean I couldn't write a clubby type happy jolly song, do you know what I mean? I always have to write something with an edge to it, do you know what I mean? With some kind of meaning. You know, not that there's no happy meaning to this stuff, but everything what I seem to write about, they always have to have a darker side to it, you know? Musically and lyrically. Obscure and fucked up music with lyrics on it, yeah. A good description of my music. Killing Culture. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not a collaboration with anybody. I got Ollie J to produce it in the end.
I had to hold myself back on Killing Culture because I had a lot of ideas, yeah, but I had to sort of hold myself back from putting too much stuff in because it's a really raw hip hop track and it sounds best like that, you know. So I didn't really do too much to that. In fact, I don't even know why they paid me for that.
If anything, that was like one of the first tracks on the album, just to give an insight into the harder side of, you know, harder edge of me, do you know what I mean, harder side of my music.
Name the song Sexual Wars. Basically sort of in the Blade Runner tradition of humanoid / human / System 8, System 9, you know, skin job type situation. You gave me the freedom to do my thing, and that's what I do best. But when I'm being restricted or constricted to what I have to work with, it's hard.
Universal Scientist was a track I, once again a collaboration I've done with Blood of Abraham.
Mazik, M-A-Z-I-K.
Benyad, B-E-N-Y-A-D, I don't know why I'm looking up there.
Hi.
Yeah, we are collectively known as Blood of Abraham.
This way around, I did the music and I let Blood of Abraham do the lyrics. And basically it's talking about, you know, they were really on the same kind of wavelength what I'm on, really.
He heard our album through, I believe, XL Recordings. Hit him off with a copy of our album, Idolatry. And he liked it. It was kind of cool because Maxim, he could have picked anyone to be on his album. The good thing about the whole thing is that he sent us the track and basically he said, you know, we can go all out and do whatever we wanted. Actually, you know, Maxim was there in spirit. You were there. You felt your vibe.
Yeah, man, for sure. That dusted London vibe, man.
Yes.
Backward Bullet came about, kind of wanted to do a collaboration with Sneaky Pimp.
Maxim came down to the studio where we were working at the time on the record, and he liked what he heard, and he liked male vocals, so we decided to do some strange collaboration.
They came up with the idea, and I went down to their studio. I gave them some musical elements to meant to use and whatever.
When we were recording it, we were using kind of references like especially Ghost Town, things like that. You know, with Terry Hall and you know, that kind of like shared male vocal where it kind of became discourse. I think it's kind of
because shared male vocals is quite unusual in that kind of song sense. So if you can kind of capture some of that sort of special, or even Iggy Pop, David Bowie kind of stuff, you're in unusual water already.
It was Liam Howe actually came up with the idea of Backward Bullet because it was an article he saw in something happening in New York where police were just police brutality on the kids over there. Do you know what I mean? You know, certain things like a boy kicked a ball at a police car, it hit a police car and the policeman shot him. Do you know? And it was sort of, you know, things like that.
It wasn't a literal thing. I mean, like all songs.
No,
it's not as if. But that's kind of journalism. If you're writing about something, you know, an actual theme. Seeing what artistically came out from that concept.
If it doesn't kill me, does it really make me stronger? Yeah, of course it does. If you ask that question to yourself and you answer it yourself, and if it does, then Scheming was a track which I did my cousin.
In the early days we used to do a lot of messing around on the tape, freestyling. He used to do MCing and I just used to sit there and listen.
When I wrote it, I didn't have any ideas for the track as such, but what I do, I listen to music 4 or 5 times over, and I listen to it at night on headphones, and whatever ideas it conjures up in my head, that's the lyrical style what goes on it.
When we get into a studio with Maxim, you're there forever because he's always wanting to try something different, try different lyrics in a different way. So I think we were in the studio when we wrote that, when we wrote Scheming.
I know the link between wild world syndicates. We set the borders so Lyrical.
It came across as, it was actually an instrumental track, what I wrote for the album, and it added like a hip-hop feel to it. So what I did, I hooked up with a friend of mine, Diamond J, who DJs for the Gravediggers, to do some scratching on it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the test of the Diamond J broadcast system. Don't play with me, or I will beat your ass.
It's just basically what's going on in the world, really. Do you know what I mean? It's, well, on the underground level.
This track right here, Blazing. This is worldwide Syndicates. What y'all know about it? You don't know, but you're gonna know in a minute. This track right here is ridiculous. This track, Maxim dropped the beat. The beat is sick, it's ridiculous, it was so sick that I had to bring my expertise on the 1 and 2s, on the scratching. So now I put the scratches over it, and then to make it even more complete, we put my man Poetic, aka the Grim Reaper, aka Tony Titanium of the Gravediggers. We put him on it, he dropped the verse, spit flames. All of a sudden, worldwide Syndicates, off the hook. Remember that. Maxim, Poetic, and Diamond J. Before this man, the cave. Woo! Hot, baby, hot.
There's a percentage that just want hard music with an edge to it, and hopefully that's what I mean. But also, I'm trying to reflect a side of me which is 100% me. When I look in the mirror, what do I feel? I don't feel anything when I look in the mirror. Because I know who I am. That's always what I always wanted to do. You know, is do an album of things which I was into, and all my influences on there, I think are coming out quite strong. And it's just begun.